Hi guys, I'm Anastasia and today I'll be talking about job interviews. It's probably one of the most challenging parts of the job hunting process, but don't worry, I'm here to help you. First of all, don't forget that we all make mistakes, we're only humans. Some of our mistakes come from feeling nervous. The other mistakes come from poor preparation. And this is something that we can work on. Today, I'll tell you about how to avoid making those mistakes and what not to say in a job interview. Let's go.
Everything's in English.
All you need to know.
All right, how did you learn to speak English?
The first tip is never ask, what do I do in this role?
So let's talk a little bit about your duties.
My duties? All right.
Usually job postings or job adverts come with very detailed descriptions of duties and responsibilities. So if you ask this question, it means you didn't prepare for the interview. Instead, you can ask something like, what's a typical work week like in this position? Or what do you expect from a person in this role? The next tip is don't brag about your experiences. There is a very fine line between confidence and boasting. Try to avoid the words that may sound too strong. Instead, work with statistics and facts.
Man, I worked hard. I worked so hard for this.
For example, don't say, I worked on a very important project that generated a massive amount of revenue and we got really cool feedback from our clients. Instead, use some metrics. For example, I worked on launching a new product line for our company. It increased our revenue by 25% in the first quarter and 32% in the second quarter. Our clients left over 100 of positive reviews on our website and shared their posts on social media. This way, the facts and the numbers will say everything for you and you won't need the words massive, cool, or important. Don't use meaningless words to describe yourself. Self-starter, quick learner, team player, all of these are buzzwords that people use in their CVs and cover letters, and they've been used so much that they don't really mean anything anymore.
Well, I'm a people person. People like me. Some of my favorite people are people.
Instead of using these words, try to give examples of situations where you prove those qualities. For example, to prove that you're a quick learner, you can show the interviewer your certificate from the course from intermediate to advanced and say how you used the English skills that you learned from the course in your negotiations with international partners. By the way, right now you can book this marathon with a special discount. The link will be in the description box. The next tip is don't use words or phrases that you don't understand.
Let's say a physician was prescribing one of our competitors' drugs. How would you convince them to switch to ours?
Remember to make sure that you understand everything you're asked. If the interviewer using confusing words or phrases that you're not sure of, it's always important that you ask them, would you like to know how? And then you rephrase their question with your own words.
Would you like to know why?
The same goes for professional jargon or some professional terminology. If you're not sure what it means, don't use them. Use we instead of I. The vast majority of the companies are looking for a team player, so they need to make sure that if you join the company, you will start collaborating with your new colleagues straight away. Also, if you say we instead of I, it means that you're acknowledging everybody else's contribution as well as your own.
Show them we are a team.
Don't speak negatively about your previous employers. No matter how bad your experience was, how awful your colleagues were, never say anything negative about them. The person who's interviewing you is your potential boss, and they don't want to think that if you happen to leave their company in the future, you'll be saying the same about them.
My boss is a total jerk.
Instead, stay neutral. And if you're asked about the reasons why you left your previous workplace, you can talk about your ambitions, your willingness to grow professionally, or the fact that the previous workplace didn't offer enough opportunities for you to achieve that. The next tip is don't mix up the facts about the company you're interviewing for. The worst thing you can do is to say that you know nothing about the company or mix up the facts and the numbers about the company.
Basically, it's this or Auto Universe.
So you don't read Runway?
No.
And before today, you had never heard of me?
No.
Do your homework, do your research, and when you're asked what attracted you to this position or why do you want to work with us, then you can give a small prepared speech using all the facts of the company that you managed to find out. Check the company's website, check their mission, their vision, the news section, and use the information in your interview. Don't say that you don't like their product or service. If you're coming to an interview for this job, it means you're interested in the product or in the company. And if you say that you know nothing about it, or even worse, that you don't like it, it means that you don't really care about the job. And the people who interview you may think that you're just wasting their time. Instead, you can point out the positive sides of the product or service and suggest some areas for improvement.
I've never heard of Henderson.
Don't say that you can do everything or that you can handle any situation. We're not superheroes, we're just humans. And even though you may think, my employer would want to see somebody who can handle any situation. No, employers are people too. And they understand that it's impossible that you never made any mistakes in your professional life. Instead, you can give some examples of maybe less successful situations from your work experience and say how you handle them and what you learned from them.
I can do anything.
Don't show that you desperately need this job. I know you really need it, but don't show it. Nobody wants to hear that you need the job just to pay your rent. That would mean that you would agree to any job, and it means you're not really interested in this position or in this company.
But I really want this job.
Instead, show them your enthusiasm and your passion for this role and for the company. Follow these tips and I'm sure that your interview will be successful. Subscribe to our channel, make sure that you check out other videos, and I'll see you next time.